Hey my beautiful bitches, it's me, Fiona St. James, and welcome to Fiona's Coffee Talks. As per usual, I always like to start off every day with a hot, fresh black cup of coffee. Hold the cream! I'd love to. In my all-time favorite coffee mug with the quote of the century by Oscar Wilde, life is too important to be taken seriously. Coffee with Kahlua, the best way to start off any day. So, I did a previous video on a working SAG-AFTRA actor / actress and spoke about the different things that I did, the different shows that I was on. But I wanted to do specifically this video on the HBO dramatic prison series Oz. For those of you guys who have watched that show, you know we were groundbreaking. We were the first series on a premium network. So our first season that we were on, there was no other show on. You know, it was the following year that then they came out with Sex and the City, 6 Feet Under, The Sopranos, but we really were groundbreaking. Like that was our tagline, groundbreaking, innovative. And I had I was fortunate that I was actually on the show for pretty much all 6 seasons. Like the first season, it was just a couple of isolated days. But then I was hired to be a member of the gay gang in Emerald City. And that pretty much was starting season 2. And we were on for 6 seasons. And I have to say, like, it was the most incredible experience, you know, professionally speaking for me that I've ever had. I mean, and also like the most consistent, ongoing, steady thing that I've ever had. You know, for those of you who know that show, everyone and their mother was on it. You know, Chris Meloni, Lee Terguson, Ernie Hudson. Then you had all of these amazing Broadway divas, you know, Rita Moreno, Buckley, Elaine Stritch, Pattie Lupone, you know, everyone, Dean Winters, Velez. And it was this really amazing dramatic show where, like, you know, people killing each other, fucking each other, all of these fucking each other up. But yet it was like, we really were like this one big happy family. It was interesting being on the set because all of this bad shit would happen, you know, gangs, the different gangs, you know, doing things to one another. But then you would yell cut and everyone would be like, you know, laughing and really getting along quite beautifully. You know, it was a lot of work. We basically shot like 5 days a week, you know, 12, 13-hour days. I wasn't on every day, but whenever they would shoot the Emerald City scene or the cafeteria scenes, but I averaged pretty much, you know, most seasons 3 or if not 4 days a week. And it was, you know, every day for me getting up at like 4 a.m, getting that 6:30, putting on the face of makeup. Cause I played the resident tranny. I was the prison bitch, as it were. And, you know, so like full face of drag makeup, but like no wig, just, you know, my own hair, big hoop earrings, push up bra with my tits hanging out. And it was interesting because the first day that I was on that set, the hair and makeup people, I had brought a few of my wigs and you know, my Marilyn wig, my brunette wig. And they said to me, you can't wear a wig because if you wear a wig, I look too convincing as a woman. And they said, then you wouldn't be in a man's prison. You would be in a woman's prison because then it would be as though I were post-operative versus pre-operative. And I remember thinking, well, that kind of sucks. But, you know, in hindsight, I'm so glad that was the case because, I mean, it makes perfect sense. Apart from the fact that it made perfect sense was the fact that I think because I use my own hair and I've always done my bangs, I mean, I've had this look my whole life, and that's pretty much how I was on the show. I got recognized, you know, outside of being on the show. Like, even when I wouldn't be in a full face of makeup, you know, people would be like, you look familiar, or were you on Oz? You know, so even when I'm dressed as a boy, you know, if anyone ever asks me, do I know you or where have I seen you? 100% of the time, that's why. So I think to myself, you know, if I would have worn a wig, that wouldn't be the case. So, you know, I thank God that they had the foresight for that because I would have never even thought of it that way. But yeah, it was an incredible experience. A lot of work, but so well worth it. And I am fortunate and proud to have been part of such an amazing show with, you know, incredible people to work with. You know, hopefully I'll get to work with some of them again. I mean, I have. It's been a number of years. I mean, we were on from 1997 to 2003. So, girl, it's been a minute. You know, as I've always said, time flies when you're having vodka or coffee and Kahlua in this case. And, you know, funny enough is the cover of my book was actually picture taken on set, my mugshot, as it were. And so that's what I look like on the show. And in front of the height chart, which says 52 inches. I think I was kind of leaning down because I'm actually more like, I think I'm a little taller than that. Well, 5'4", so however many inches that is. So, but anyway, for those of you listening out there, you know, some of you, I'm sure, as actors have been core or like have had a steady role on a show, you know, even if it's just like a glorified extra, which is essentially what I was. You know, a few times I was given dialogue and I was definitely featured a lot. Like, you know, anytime there was an opportunity where they could focus on the fact that my type of character was there, it was definitely utilized. You know, during the boxing matches, I was the Marine Card girl. You know, during the basketball series, I was playing a cheerleader. And then, as I said, I was given dialogue a few times. But even if all I was doing was just in the background, you always saw me there. So you guys, you know, have you guys done anything like that? Even if it's just, not just, but even as a background actor, anything that's steady where, you know, even though I technically wasn't the principal part, I felt like I was, you know, definitely a cast member, not just, you know, not just an extra. So it was great. You guys, leave your comments. Have you guys experienced that? You know, core work is great. Apart from the fact that it's a great paycheck, it does make you feel so much more than just, you know, working isolated days on something. So HBO, Oz, check it out. If you guys haven't seen it, I'm sure you could watch it on demand. Watch it from beginning to end because there's definitely storylines that continue on. And then, you know, certain stories would resolve themselves in one episode. But if you want to see the progression of the characters and everything that happens, you know, with all of them, it is well worth it to, you know, start watching it from season 1, episode 1, and watch it from beginning to end. And you're going to see just how incredible it was. So Tom Fontana, thank you so much for that experience and for allowing me to be on it. I was honored and privileged to have been a part of this show. All right, guys, thank you for tuning in to Fiona's Coffee Talks. Don't forget, hit the subscribe button and the notifications and check out Oz on HBO. Love you. Bye.